Ladies and gentlemen, once again, remember, none of this is possible without Game Day Men's Health, the official men's health partner of Sparta. Our next bout is back in the cage. We have the ladies coming your way. Elimination MMA, scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds in the strawweight division. Out of the blue corner, let's introduce you to Kiyra Dial.
AVM 15 gives us our first female bout of the evening here for fight number 7. An elimination 115-pound MMA bout, 3 3-minute rounds.
Starting to move through them a little bit.
That we are.
Good fights, too. I think just, what did we had? One finish? Volmer.
You think I would know?
Yeah, one finish, I think Volmer.
Stewie's saying 2. Again, the man with the knowledge.
We had Volmer, and who else, Stewie? See, I was just showing that he didn't know it by heart. Oh, yeah. First fight of the night. Joy Boy Garcia. Volmer at the TKO by way of Sierra Middle School in Parker.
Knockout via choke. I like that. You're gonna finish
knockout
a fight
via choke.
You're going to finish a fight. That's a good way to do it.
I guess if you're lights out. Remember James Lights Out Tony?
James Tony.
Going back in the day.
Lost to Randy Couture in Tony's first MMA fight.
You got to go back in the day to remember that name.
That's true enough.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official party rental empire of Sparta is Colorado Party Rentals. Let's meet her opponent. Out of the red corner, Maci Adkins.
Already in the cage, Kiyra Dial facing off against the opponent making her way to the cage, Maci Adkins. Genesis Training Center.
Yep, Coach
again,
Jake in the house.
Represented by Dial. And pound for pound Muay Thai is who Adkins is representing this evening.
Oh, that's some power in the corner over there. You got Coach Jake and Brandon Gertz. Maci Adkins, 1-1. We've seen her before, and she's a tough customer.
Facing off against the debut fighter, Kiyra Dial. All right, our tail of the tape. Kiyra Dial out of Denver, Colorado. She's the 25-year-old wrestler making her debut at 5 feet 2 inches tall and 112 pounds. Facing off against Maci Adkins out of Littleton, Colorado. She's the 21-year-old MMA fighter. A little more experience with the 1-1 record. 5 feet 3 inches tall, 115 pounds.
And I'll tell you what, man, I was up at Genesis a couple weeks ago, and just the workouts they go through on sparring day, I think it's 13 rounds Coach Jake puts them through on Tuesdays.
You know they're going to be in shape.
This will be a tough fight because Maci Adkins has got a little bit of experience behind her, and really it's only 2 fights and a debut fighter. We talked about that before, but we've seen Maci before, so we'll see what that transpires as.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is brought to you by Andy's House. This is an elimination MMA bout scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds in the strawweight division. Let's meet our fighters. Introducing first, fighting out of the Mike Maroney Ford blue corner. She is a wrestler making her MMA debut. She stands 5 foot 2 inches tall, weighing in at 112 pounds. With Genesis Training Academy from Denver, Colorado, Kiyra Dial! Her opponent out of the Twin Peaks red corner. She's a mixed martial artist with a record of 1 win, 1 loss. She stands 5'3" tall, weighed in at 115 pounds. With pound-for-pound Muay Thai from Littleton, Colorado, Maci Adkins. Referees Eric Hines.
Todd, you and I were talking about it being a debut fight for Dial. She lists herself as a wrestler, so if she has a high school wrestling background or any college wrestling background, that could be a lot of time on the mat for her. So debut in MMA, yes. First time in combat, no.
No, and I've seen her. Oh, she took one right to the chin,
hard
too.
shot. She took a kick and a punch to the chin. Did Dial. Adkins, good job dishing out the punishment early on. Look at the footwork of these two, Todd.
Yeah, both of them have really good footwork.
You know, that's something that I think wrestlers don't get enough credit for is their footwork. I mean, we always talk about their ability to close the gap, but that is due to their world-class footwork that goes on in wrestling matches. However, speaking of wrestling, it's Adkins that gets the duck under and the back take.
Well, what I liked what Dial did immediately was she reached over with long arms and was able to score on one punch. Now you got to turn in as you're punching. There you go.
Exactly done as you called it, Todd. Well, the MMA fighter Adkins being the one that's hunting for the takedown here. Dial put on the defense early in this fight.
And great balance, keeping from the takedown happening right there. Dial almost got it with the trip right now. Both these fighters with great balance, Jer.
Look at the strength of Dial pinning Adkins against the cage here. Just as I say that, Adkins able to shrug her off.
This is another great matchup.
All right, we've said it before. Say it again. Thanks, Vern.
Yeah, Vern's only fighting the main event, so. Oh, second punch really connected from Dial.
Dial, good job with keeping her guard high there.
And just out of reach, too. Oh, came with the grab and the punch at the same time, and then coming with the trip.
Nice job getting this fight to the mat. Let's see what the pound-for-pound Muay Thai fighter able to offer up off her back. Quickly sets in an armbar. Gets the turn. Let's see if Dial's able to position herself for an escape. She's doing so. Good job so far. Nice trying to use her legs to clear the hands. Adkins cranking hard for her. Look at the flexibility and the strength of Dial. My goodness, good job. Let's see if Dial can get up on her knees here and start pressuring forward.
Wow, Dial.
Her elbow's in a bad position is Dial, but she's fighting it off.
Dial's doing a great job fighting it off because a lot of people be done.
Yeah, Dial has her right hand overwrapped, so she's able to give a little bit of pull on that arm that Adkins is trying to extend, that being the left arm. See what kinds of adjustments here Adkins makes.
Really closing the distance right now. When you close that distance, you make that so much less effective. She's out now.
Good defense by Dial. That was a deep submission attempt. And Dial going to work with the ground and pound. We talked about it in one of our earlier fights, Todd. Love to see those hands get busy on the ground.
Dial pressing forward. You can hear Brandon Gertz in the corner saying, hands, hit her.
And again, looking to set up the armbar. Well done by Adkins.
Yeah.
And there's the end of the round.
Wow.
Good defense by Dial.
I mean, you look at Dial as somebody that is coming in a debut fight. And usually when you get that armbar, you're in trouble.
Adkins got up off the canvas and just bounced her way back to her corner. A lot of energy. Checking out the replay here. Really not what we expected from Adkins. I mean, she lists herself as an MMA fighter, but going against wrestle, you wouldn't think she'd be so apt to take it to the ground. And as I say that, we're watching the replay where Dial put it down to the mat.
I don't even know who won that fight, that round. I mean, you look at that round, talk about back and forth, in each other's faces, a couple submission attempts, but yet Dial really great at times during that round. But she's got to look out for that. You got to know now, look, the armbar is going to be up there.
Yep. Round two. Ding.
Big left hand there.
Corner of Dial saying step in with your punches. They want her to have more effect on those strikes. Adkins, look at the accuracy.
Adkins leading with that right leg.
Almost trapped the kick, did Dial.
Dial fighting back there. Nice counter. They're looking for that counter punch.
Oh, big shot.
punch.
She is
That's it.
out.
Oh.
Referee steps in quickly. What a fast 1-2 combination. KO victory solidly for Adkins.
Yeah.
A lot of
Adkins.
jubilation out of Miss Maci Adkins. Ups her record to 2-1 by way of knockout.
Yeah, you know, Adkins, you could see a little bit of the experience as the fight wore on, and really big 1-2 really set it up well. Here it is. Big kick there.
And I was about to say, it looks like Dial, backing up a little bit. Maybe she was just a little bit tired right there. I don't know, but she sort of just wasn't pressuring forward like she was in round number 1. And watch Adkins take advantage here. Here comes the 1-2.
Boom, boom. It was 3 punches. It looked like that third left, and then she went down, and I think a little bit tired, but that's staying down for a while.
Yeah, Dial coming up to her feet now. There we go. That's what we like to see. Back with it. Looks at her coach, says, yeah, okay, I'm all right. Good. I like to see her up like that.
I knew this was going to be a stiff test with Maci Adkins.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Eric Hines called a stop to this bout. 42 seconds into the second round, declaring your winner with a knockout, Maci Adkins!
Maci Adkins, our second knockout tonight. This one by way of strikes. Pound for pound Muay Thai represented well. Congratulations on upping your record to 2-1. You're past the 500 mark, young lady.
Indeed.